now that I recovered, I broke a traumatic cord with my narcissistic father. Massive life changes don't happen all the time when you go within the weed evolution, but sometimes it does happen. Some people could say, oh, you're just overreacting, but when you live with the narcissist, you recognize the narcissist. Because remember, when you have a narcissist, abusive piece of shit, they're never going to admit who they are. Never. The most abusive households are from narcissists. Seriously. The most psychopathic, evil people in this world are literally narcissistic. Have no feelings for their people. I'm not saying there can't be love there. Sometimes there is. But there's an intentional or unintentional, literal emotional abuse that is unbelievable because you don't know how to regulate yourself mentally. And so you project your weakness and your trauma and your fears onto your offspring. And you create poison. I can see why he hasn't died early, because he deserves every bit of decay and rot and suffering in his old age. I just don't want to be here anymore. I'm just ready for my new fucking life, and I know I deserve it. But yeah, all love was enjoyed and forgotten. I mean, it is what it is. It's been experienced. Live, let live, right? This is dark shamanism right here. This is the weed cult. This is where we get over the darkest parts of our lives and recognize that everyone got dark shit. It's a part of life. And it doesn't always have to be this thing or this thing. It doesn't always have to be this addiction or this trauma bond or this relationship or whatever. But we all deal with this shit. It's called life. And how we deal with these dark things and how we evolve and how we properly give love, especially to the right people, because we're always going to give love to the wrong people before we realize who the wrong people are. So it is what it is. But those wrong people will teach us lessons that we're going to need to learn because it's life. It's a fundamental part of life, and the strongest people suffer the worst lives. The greatest people have accomplished great things. Even if suffering is more current now, because some people believe it's the end of days, doesn't mean it's going to translate to non-worthy people. Of course, there's going to be a lot of worthy people that will inevitably just be in those cycles. But this era is creating great people, and more than you would think, because, well, it's a new tech age. A brand new tech age finally is going to have the people evolve out of a karmatic loop of propaganda and just trauma, and it's it's a great awakening. I think it's a very positive awakening, and you know what? It's gonna be very bloody. It's gonna be very dark, but there's gonna be a lot of love, a lot of light of the end of the tunnel. But it's gonna be hard to cement that because we have a lot of obstacles in our way. We have a lot of things, powers that be, that are against us, that actively poison us, actively kill us. We can't just hide from that fact. People want to think about these forbidden knowledges. Okay, some people are going to get over it. Some people are just going to be in denial and trauma, whatever. Who cares? I've been on YouTube trying to talk to people and lives and all these other things. Some people are so traumatized by life. They have this brain rot way of thinking, which is you only have one enemy, you only have one hate, you only have one truth. When I try to have a literal fucking professional discussion, Like, some people are just, like, schizos and, like, hateful, and it's just like, what do you mean you're talking about only positive and only God, but you're saying your payment is in blowjobs and fucking 50-50 from people divorcing people? And you want to talk about godliness. Like, I mean, I guess some people could say that's part of the end times, but, like, I know the truth and shit. That shit, some people are just lame like that. They got a whole comment section of fucking retards that just spout fucking hate bullshit and don't have patience to actually try to understand where you're coming from. Like, it's not even just about who's right or wrong. You could just tell, like, if you're actually higher intelligence, you can tell that some people are just fucking stupid and they will just type just to fucking type. They will yell just to yell. They will argue just to argue. There is no reason with some people. Because if they had patience and let you talk, okay, maybe they could grow. Maybe they could actually have the patience to kind of understand things. That's the biggest thing, that the biggest challenge when it comes to actually becoming smart is patience. Fucking people that read books, I can't believe how much patience it takes to just look at lines. I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. Like, there's the anti-depth perception. I just can't do reading. Physically, I don't like it. I really don't. I hate reading and I hate being on a screen. But, we live in this fucking world, right? And we gotta look at shit, so. I usually have tarot readings. But I'm gonna put my life and my fucking truth on this channel, whether you like it or not. So, you can fucking deal with it. But, we're having a great day. It's pretty badass. But yeah, it's like, this medicine is ancient and people have been using it for fucking millennia for reasons. So, it's not just you're getting high. It's not just fun. It's a medicine. It's God's gift. It's the devil's fruit. Whatever you think of it is. It's something magnificent, and it affects us to where we could perceive reality in a way we literally cannot without it. How many fucking thousands of days that I let my father do some shit. And there's sometimes where it's just like, okay, like I rage out. But like he doesn't stop. He may stop for now because he quote unquote respect me, but until you bleed for those boundaries, before, rarely gets cemented. And usually you have to bleed for those boundaries again. That's the thing with narcissism. They don't care about your boundaries. They are their boundaries. They do what they want. And you can't change that. And there's a lot of pain that comes from people that kind of take on those attributes, not trying to, but just because it's a survival mechanism. Like, I've lived in, my whole world was a war zone, so kind of trying to go and be nice and loving to regular, peaceful fucking people, it's very difficult because, the way my love was, like, it's not even just like was, it's like, love can mean many different things and many different purposes, but, when people think of the greater good and like the, the great things in life, it's like, man, my great things in life is honestly just fucking peace and freedom, because, like, I never had the fucking opportunity to trust a motherfucker like that. And you know what? That's crazy, because I think the internet kind of has that increased because there's so much dissolution, and the powers that be destroy the family system. Okay, boom, that's massive disconnect. Oh, and now economics or bullshit. Okay, so now the communities are fucked. Oh, now there's race mixing because they want to have immigration. They think that's great. Oh, well, now we're even more disillusioned. I'm gonna die for some fucking, Bro, come on, bro. It's a fucking clown show. We need to wake up from the amnesia and the dissolution of our fucking painful lives and realize that we need to change this shit now. And it's not gonna be with fucking peace. Every day that we survive, we're choosing peace. And if it's not working, we change it. Peace is going to have to look different. Peace is going to have to say, you know what? You're going to have to be executed. You're going to have to be tried for your crimes. Theoretically, right? In the book, fiction book, right? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. How many times can you protect these people on the list, right? It is what it is. We have more than 80 years of evidence to know what the fuck's happening in this world. And it's kind of funny how people are acting like we're not just going to do something about it. But like, that's the thing. They create so much problems. There's unbelievable dissolution. And now, every part of our lives is just a survival circumstance in the moment. How the fuck are we going to look introspectively to actually figure out what they're actually been doing and what to do to stop it? These people are literally using magical powers to control the freaking population. And if you don't see it, you're not going to see it. But you can't see it if you can't see what the hell, who you are. Because part of their power is knowing how to control you. They control you. They control you through pain, through addictions, through pleasures. They transform you. It is what it is. It'll be fixed. You see, this is the thing with humanity. There's a reason why we have to deal with these tough times. We don't have the saying, weak men create hard times create strong men create great times, right? Or whatever. We don't have that for nothing. That's the thing. Yeah, and it's like a lot of us that survive and don't choose to falter, don't choose to die to the corrupt, painful world that we are sadly succumb to. We gain powers. We gain evolution. We gain transcendence. We see the system, then we see through it, then we can choose to create or destroy. But destroying is its own way of creation. Because you're creating an empty template that is guaranteed leading to a birth of a new. Death is life, life is death. So with removing, we can birth anew. It's like in Minecraft. Oh, I would love to burn and pillage a village because it's shit. It's taking up my space. I'm going to build a castle on that motherfucking land. And it's just, it's so much fun because, it is what it is. That's a part of life. The people that are bitching at it are not going to support your evolution. So why are you going to support them? Why are you going to kneel to the weak scum that are only going to support the things that have been destroying our lives and have been destroying our civilization, our great civilization? People are trying to take away our civilization. People are trying to devolve our civilization because they are not of our strength and our civilization. So why are we giving them power? Why are we giving the scum of the earth power? We're giving the pedophiles power. And for what? Why are we letting them have power? It's because they know how to control us. That's why they're filthy rich. And that's why they'll stay filthy rich. Until we just do the sadly dark things that we must do. Even if some of them are always going to be in the shadows, who gives a fuck? We know where the majority of the puppets are. Time to cut the strings on that shit. Let's be honest. Even if we can't see behind the concrete wall, behind the curtain, it doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? We got problems we gotta solve now. Let's fix it, right? I'm serious. We have videos and people having mock raids for their Arma servers, you know? And it's really beautiful because it shows that people know how they feel. People know how they feel, and people know that there is things to be fixed. I mean, Arma is a pretty big game. I actually really love Arma, but there's Squad too. Squad's pretty cool. You know. And it's funny how these games can kind of be very realistic, you know what I mean? So, you know, when people talk about revolution, you know, it is what it is, right? You know, it's an update. You know what I mean? It's an update, right? An update. We love updates. But these updates are necessary because we gotta fix the source code. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, you're probably not high enough IQ or literally just haven't seen what I've seen, and that's fine. But when you see those videos, you'll understand. When you see those videos, you'll understand what I'm talking about. We have a lot to fix. My family. Because, I mean, I'm not talking about my physical family. No. I'm talking about my brothers. My spiritual family. The Weed Cult. Dark Reverend. Tarot in the Shadows. It's time for us to mog reality with our fucking intelligence and maybe sexiness. It is what it is. But, you know, we're here to take back what we've lost because someone else profited off of taking away from us. So it's time for us to fix that. You know, this has been an excellent video. You guys have a wonderful night. May the shadows guide you.